Okay, so here's the thing. Assessment centers definitely don't have to be scary. Yes, there are often a whole load of different elements, but each of these elements are totally learnable. In this video, I'm going to share my top 4 assessment center tips, and these are based on both my own personal experience as a participant and also my experience judging these as a professional recruiter. So normally assessment centers open with a 15 to 30 minute introductory session. You might be served coffee, tea, biscuits. And so tip number 1 is to use this time very strategically. Now, what does that mean? It means walking into that room with a huge smile on your face, introducing yourself to people, shaking their hands, asking lots of open questions, and being genuinely interested in the answers you're hearing, putting people fully at ease and also memorizing their names. And you might think, well, why? Here's the thing. Later on in that assessment center, you're probably going to be doing a group exercise. In that group exercise, often it's a bit of a battle for people to get attention and to get their voice heard. If you've already laid the groundwork by connecting your voice with a sense of quality and value, as soon as you speak in that group exercise, people will definitely listen. Moreover, it looks absolutely amazing to recruiters. I get it. All throughout the recruitment stage so far, there have been 2 people in this relationship. There's been you and there's been the organization. Now all of a sudden, there's a 3rd party, there's a 4th party. Stop. Yes, I get it, they are your rivals, but if you treat them as such, it might potentially be game over. Because as a recruiter, it can be really tense and potentially awkward to see that kind of interplay. So the temptation might be to not pass the whole group. You have to work with your fellow participants and allow them to show the best of themselves in order for yourself to shine as well. As to how you might specifically do that, well, that's coming up in tip number 3. So specifically in the group exercise components of assessment centers, it can be really easy for people to get lost in the stated objective of that exercise, which could be to find the best business case, it could be to build the highest tower. But here's the thing, that isn't really the objective at all. Rather, it's to see how you work in a group. Are you the kind of person that gets the best out of other people, or are you the kind of person who dominates or always has to be right? So here's what you do. You be the facilitator. You be the person who notices that Sachin hasn't been talking all that much, and perhaps you say, Sachin, I'd love to hear what you think. I think Bruno's idea has some definite good points. What are your thoughts? You be the person who gives compliments freely, openly, and sincerely. You be the person who says, Maiko, you know what? That's a really good idea. It satisfies all of the stakeholders we're supposed to be thinking about. Give openly and honestly, and normally that will be returned with interest. Also use people's names. It's such a powerful and a relatively quick win, yet I see maybe only 1 or 2 people out of 100 sharing and using other people's names in that group exercise setting. So this tip is about retaining a certain amount of consciousness about what the real objective of that group exercise is. It's almost never the stated objective. It's about how you work in a team. So be the facilitator, be the one who gives openly and freely, use people's names, and you'll be making a great impression. Sometimes it's not always super easy in your first assessment center, particularly getting that group dynamic right. At UCL Careers, we run a lot of mock assessment centers, and I'd love to see you at those. It's a chance for you to get used to those group dynamics and also to practice some of the things I've shared in this video. And sometimes we also get in professional recruiters to run elements of their own assessment centers and give you that feedback. I definitely recommend signing up to one of these mock assessment centers. There is no substitute for practice. So those are my top tips for assessment centers, and I wish you the very best of luck. If you have any related comments or questions, please leave them in the comment section down below. I love receiving those and I'll respond to each one. And it can be to do with anything, from what you wear to how early you turn up. If you have any other careers questions that you'd like me to feature potentially in a future video, then email me at careers.marketing@ucl.ac.uk. and let me know if you'd like me to treat your question anonymously. That's it for this week. I'll see you next time.